Mexican-American War is not for Texas. Mexican-American War was for, where are we?
California?
Yes.
It was for a lot of things. We got Texas in that war.
Now we got Texas later.
Joined.
Yeah.
Really?
And part of their agreement to join the Union, they reserved the right to leave.
No, that's a myth.
Yeah.
It's a myth.
Oh, really?
They think they have the right to leave, but as we know, there's no right to leave.
We got them. They can't get away from us now.
Well, we might let them.
Yeah. Is there? I always hear like fringe talk of Texas leaving.
Yeah, fringe talk.
There's fringe talk in Canada about Quebec leaving as well.
Yeah, and well, they tried.
They try a few times. They have referendums all the time.
Yeah. We don't have referendums at the national level.
Mm. No, that was not a national referendum. That was a provincial referendum.
Oh, just Quebec. So
Quebec
you
was
just asked
going to
Quebec. Like you've asked everyone else, they'd have been, yes, get rid of them.
No, Quebec.
They're practically
We're deciding
French.
whether they want to leave or not.
This is a long PSA. I wonder what we're advertising.
5 minutes.
Okay.
5 more minutes.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back. Thanks for sticking around, and let's see if we have any tweets. The last thing I see here was before the show started.
Yeah, from 5 weeks ago. From me.
Keith was going to say he's going to be live, and that's the last.
That was
I
mostly
heard.
to make sure that Twitter was working, because sometimes it's busted.
Oh, my connection's a little slow here.
And they put up the whale. The fail whale.
Do you have the fail whale? What does it say now?
No, I don't. But look, I don't have any internet connection.
Oh.
It's almost like we completely lost our internet.
I think it's fair to say we have no tweets to share with you tonight, which is not different than most nights that you see us.
Yeah.
So you're not missing much.
Well, we're not missing much. They're not watching.
They're going to see us later. Later on the YouTubes. When you watch us on YouTubes,
You can't tweet us.
you're going to be wishing you had tweeted us earlier to answer your question. We'll still be looking for your tweets during the month. So if you have anything else you think
Please tweet it. We'll get it working.
Yeah. Okay. Our next topic, elections.
Okay. There's no music from God this time.
It's hard to act surprised when I wait for it for a long time.
Yeah.
Because then people know I'm
God
just
was
acting.
just slow this time.
Elections.
Yes.
So we had elections this past
We
week.
did.
So I have some news for you. I don't know if you knew this, but Canadians, which I'm a Canadian, are allowed to vote in the election under very specific conditions. And here they are. You can vote if you've been a permanent resident for 5 years or more.
Yes.
If you've committed no felonies,
Well, not until you vote.
not committed any felonies.
After you vote, you've committed a felony.
Oh, wait, no, this is going to be official. You filled out a N400 form and you submitted it, and you've passed an English, civics, and history test, and then you swore to uphold the Constitution. If you do these things, you can vote in the election. You can register and vote.
Well, I think technically you have to get the approval. Like, you can't just swear in your bathroom to uphold the Constitution and then go vote.
So technically, if you do all these things, you are a U.S. citizen.
No, and apply to be a U.S. citizen and wait
that's
for
form-
customs to agree.
That's Form N400.
No, I can fill out Form N400 and throw it in the trash can. See, that would be filling out Form N400.
You don't get to take the test until you filled out the form and
I
submitted
could
it
give you
and
the
paid the
test.
money. Anyways, long story short,
You're no longer
I
a dirty,
can-
filthy Canadian
I now voted in this election.
just dirty
and
and
I did
filthy.
not commit any felonies to do it.
that we know of.
Okay, so I voted for the first time.
You did.
And it was an interesting thing to do for me.
You don't vote in Canada?
It's different. We like fill in circles, I think, on a
We
piece
used
of
to
paper.
do that.
This is what I had to do. I had to draw a line from a box to a triangle. If I drew a thin line, that means that's what I'm voting for.
Yes.
I remember I was living here like 10 years ago, and there's a big deal about hanging chads.
Punch cards. We had the punch cards.
There was no chads on
There were
my
no chads in those.
ballots.
No. We got rid of the chads.
Because of the fiasco?
Well, partly.
How many different ways are there to vote now?
Well, you can vote electronically, and you can vote with the paper ballots.
That's the two.
Yeah, pretty much.
And all the paper ballots are
You
like
can
draw
also
a line.
vote on the internet.
You can?
Yeah, you just go to this website and you type in what you want to vote for, and then you push submit.
Oh, okay.
It's run by the Republicans.
Oh,
Yeah.
So it filters your vote to make sure you chose wisely.
Yeah, well, it doesn't count actually, but you can do it.
Oh, okay. Will I be referring to that during my
That would be a
corrections next
felony.
month?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so there was basically two things that we voted on: people and measures.
Okay.
Okay, so when it came to people,
Did you vote for them?
I voted for a lot of people,
Good going.
but there's parts of the ballot about people I didn't know or care about,
Didn't know, didn't care.
like the school district stuff.
Oh, wow. See, I
And-
knew everyone that was running for it. I didn't know everyone. I think I knew 5 of the 6 people running for school district.
I didn't know any.
And I only got to vote for 2 of them.
Yeah, I didn't know any of those people.
Yeah.
I voted for Congress, I voted for senator, I voted for governor,
Yeah.
but they have some of the other little things I don't know who they were.
Yeah.
So this was my question to you.
Yeah.
They have something called write-in candidates.
Yes. They
I
do.
was very tempted to write your name in for
that
every
that would have been
position.
bad, but legal.
What would happen?
It wouldn't count.
Do people who get written in have to be pre-approved?
Not to be pre-approved, but in general they have to have pre-indicated to the registrar of voters or to the Secretary of State for statewide offices that they expect to get write-in votes, so that whoever the correct person is can send those lists out to the people who are looking at ballots. And beyond that, they don't even bother to look at how many people have how many write-ins unless the total number of write-ins exceeds the number of votes that the winning candidate got. Because if you have an election and the person gets 4,000 votes and the next person gets 3,000 votes and then you have 100 write-ins, those 100 write-ins are never going to
Be enough to win.
be enough to win. They're never even going to be enough if they were all had written in the name of the second place guy to bump him up to first place.
You should contact the Secretary of State in 2
Deborah
years.
Bowen,
Because
yes.
I'll be
You'll be
I'm
writing
writing
my
your name
name
in
in.
every 2 years. People who I don't know anything else about, I'm writing your name in.
Okay. Generally, people have used like Alfred E. Newman.
He's a guy in the Mad magazine, right?
He is.
I was compared to him in junior high.
Oh,
I probably shouldn't be saying that.
no. I
So-
got a lot of "You look like Rick Moranis,"
I never
which
got
didn't
that.
make a darn bit of sense because I didn't think I looked at all like Rick Moranis, except we were both kind of losers.
Now that you mention it, you look kind of like him.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's Canadian, by the way. Okay. So, in our Congress,
Congress.
there are 2 parts. The
Yes.
Senate.
Man, you must have studied.
I studied hard. The Senate part
The Senate part?
and the House of Representatives.
Yes.
Now, we call people who are in the Senate, we call them senators.
Yes.
And people who are in the House of Representatives, we call them representatives.
Yes.
Now, technically, since they're both in Congress,
They're all Congress
both
people.
congressmen or congresswomen, congresspeople.
Yes.
But when you talk to people, if you say congressperson, you call someone a congressperson, it usually means they're in the
Well,
House
it's because
of
there's so many
Representatives.
more of them. I mean, just odds are you're right.
I was reading that it's, not right to call a senator a congressperson.
No, they'll get miffed.
Yeah. Okay, so members of the House of Representatives are elected every 2 years.
Yes.
So every election we have, every 2 years, you're voting for them all over again.
Every last one.
So there are some special people in the House of Representatives. We have the Republican leader, the Democrat leader, also called the majority leader or minority leader, and we have the Speaker of the House.
Yes.
So, how is the leaders of the parties determined?
Generally, those parties have their own elections outside of Congress because they're not official positions within the government, and they, by majority rule, decide who they want to be the majority leader in the House, and that would be the party that has more people than any other party.
So it's voted on by the representatives?
By
In
the,
the-
representatives in each caucus.
In each caucus, okay.
So only Republicans vote for who currently who the minority leader was. Only Democrats voted for who the majority leader is.
And
The one wrinkle is there are some people in Congress that are neither Democrats nor Republicans,
independents.
but they tend to declare them, they tend to caucus with one of the 2 parties. So those people vote for who the majority and minority leader are, even though they aren't technically in those parties.